Welcome, excuse me. Welcome everybody to tonight's Let's Talk Autism and Us. If you are brand new here, my name is Nita. I am one of the admins of this wonderful establishment that we call Autism and Us. And what we do every week on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is we come together. It's just another way for us to socialize, get to know each other, a safe space for us to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly on our journeys with our loved ones on the autism spectrum. Another way for parents to support parents. So, how's everybody doing this evening? Mr. Charles, I see you out there. I put the link in the chat. Linda will not be with us this evening because she has to pick up her oldest daughter. Let's see who's here. I am actually streaming, of course, you guys know, on Facebook. That's our mainstream. I also finally got the Instagram together. So I have that open and, of course, on TikTok. Yes, DeAndre. Are you going to say hi, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
DeAndre says hi.
Miss Underwood.
That's not Miss Underwood.
Miss Chapman.
Miss Chapman, no, that's not. You ready to go to school?
Yeah.
Okay, you calling your teachers. Okay, so what I want you to do is go back in your room and relax.
Stay at Mom's house?
Yep, stay at Mom's house.
Okay.
Hey Teresa, how are you? Michelle. Hey Sonia, how are you doing? Hey there, Mr. Charles.
Hi, Anita.
Hey Belinda, you all right? Candy, how's everything going? Hey Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
And Teresa says we are doing good. That's awesome, Teresa. Glad
Teresa.
you guys are doing good. Well, I am tired. There were several things I had to do this weekend, but unfortunately, because of my basement issues, I didn't get to the other things, priorities. I had to get, I did halfway clean the basement. He got home. So I kind of been slacking. I'm gonna wait till he get back in bed. I have to go back down and disinfect. But other than that, I am doing good. Give me a second, Mr. Charles.
Okay.
Yourself to everybody. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing? I know I don't have the control to bring the comments up, but hope everybody's doing good. And I participate regularly in this group. I'm retired mainframe computer software engineer with level 1 autism, and so I've been sharing whatever insights I can give that may be helpful to the parents in the group, whatever encouragement I can give, I try to share. So that's why I'm here. Now you seem to be mute, Nita.
I forgot I did that. I wanted to also come on and remind everybody about our picture posts. So something happened a couple of days ago with Facebook. I don't know why, what, but all of a sudden, all of the pictures that were submitted under that post that I made disappeared. I did get in touch with Meta, put in a report, but they have not responded as of yet. I even sent the screenshots and everything, so I don't know what happened. It was a fluke. So what I'm asking everybody to do, if you submitted a photo under that post in our parent support group, and I have not yet posted your loved one or yourself if you're on the spectrum, if I have not posted your picture, resubmit it, and send it to the email address support@autismandus.org. I also made a post in the group. It's pinned under the featured section, so you can check that out. And please, you guys, as you have time, sure you show some love to all of those beautiful faces. Um, this is a yearly event I do. It's also a fundraiser for Autism and Us. So if you can, if you can donate a little bit when you see a photo, if it's a photo you like, if it's your own loved ones you like, if you can donate a little bit, that will help us out tremendously. And it goes back into the pot so we can, well, for this year, it'll go in for next year's event. Um, so again, if you submitted a photo and it disappeared, because all of them disappeared, so I just closed off the post, resubmit at support@autismandus.org. Now it's absolutely free. I should say that I'm doing this no charge. Donations are not required, but are appreciated. And I want to thank everyone who has donated thus far. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Um, so anyway, what has been going on? What have you guys been doing this beautiful weekend? Let's see.
Yeah.
Teresa, you still with us? How was your weekend, Sonia? And what did you do this weekend, Mr. Charles?
Well, today Cindy and I went to our meeting, and then a friend of ours treated us to lunch afterward, and so that was nice. Then we came home, and Cindy, laid down, took a nap. I watched the women's basketball championship game, and UConn absolutely obliterated USC.
Okay. Basketball.
Yeah, yeah. And so anyway, that's what we've done. So Cindy right now is laying down.
Okay. Oh, there's Michelle. Hey,
And I'm doing
Michelle.
laundry.
Michelle says, just been doing housework, unfortunately. Oh, I know the feeling. Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Michelle. Hey, Chisetta.
Chisetta, how are you? Hello. David. Teresa says David and I went grocery shopping today. Okay, awesome. Now, does David get to pick out his own foods when you guys go? Or do you just kind of go in, know what you need, get in, get out kind of thing? Let me see. Now I'm actually on four. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So I have three screens open. The only screen I don't have open is YouTube, but I see YouTube's comments automatically come in the StreamYard, which is kind of cool. Instagram, I have to go back and forth, and I still have to get used to Instagram. I have to remember. So if you're on Instagram, hello. If you are viewing, Chisetta says, my son do not know how to behave on the bus and in Atlanta, Georgia. Is this the school bus, Chisetta? Are you talking about the school bus or just the bus in general transportation, city transportation?
Yeah.
Teresa says, I let him pick his own snacks and some of his favorite foods and drinks. Okay.
Yeah, one of Cindy's brothers and one of her cousins live down there, and well, actually not in Atlanta, but in the Atlanta area, in the suburbs.
Okay. Atlanta.
Yeah, hot Atlanta.
Atlanta. Michelle says, all I have heard is complaints. Jaden says the clean house stinks. It smells like he doesn't like that bleach smell. Mine, I bought. I think I told you guys I bought that lavender bleach. I mean, it still smells bleachy, but it knocked that smell I was having yesterday from the basement flooding. And I'm only halfway done. I still got a whole other half of a floor to do and the furnace room to do down there. I started, my back was killing me, but yeah, I had to do something quick because the water sitting just. Ooh, but I got some of it done. She says, Chasetta says the MARTA bus. So is that the city bus? We're not from Atlanta. I'm here in Detroit. Is that
I think that stands for Metropolitan Atlanta Regional Transit Authority.
okay? So that's the city bus.
Yeah.
That's city
Yeah.
transportation.
Yeah,
Okay.
city and suburbs.
Okay. So when you say he doesn't he catch, are you saying he doesn't know how to behave on the bus when he's going to school? Does he go places by himself? What are you referring to? He's only good at home. So he acts up on the bus and he's good at home. Okay. Michelle says, I am allergic to lavender. So I just do, okay. I just do the
Yeah.
regular bleach. Okay. Michelle says, no one knows how to behave on a city bus. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. Loud and quiet. Everybody's talking. And don't let
um,
it school let out at the same time you have to get on.
Cindy and I have heard some stories from somebody we know who's a bus driver here in New Haven, Connecticut, and some of the things she's seen on buses.
Uh-huh. You say they're a bus driver?
Yeah, she's
I'm sure they
told about
see
some
a
of the things she's
lot
seen.
of stuff. I'm sure a lot of bus drivers have stories to tell. Um, and Chisetta says, be with me, hit the buses. Wait a minute. And be with me, hit the bus. Oh, so when he's with you, you're saying he hits on the buses?
I think that's what she's saying. He likes to hit the windows.
Yeah, the bus windows, rather. Oh, okay. So when you guys go out, that's what you're saying. When you guys go out, get on the bus, he's acting up. How old is your son? And there's no programs in
How old
Atlanta.
is he?
In Atlanta, you would think it's a big city, huh? No, no. When you say no programs, what are you referring to? Is he in school? How old is he?
Hi, Danny.
Danielle, how are you?
One
Danielle
thing
says good evening.
she said I might do well to check out the local chapter of the Autism Society of America. They have chapters all over the country, and I can't imagine.
Be
I
right
can't
back.
imagine that they would fail to have a chapter in the Atlanta area. Now, they must have a chapter there, and that's one thing I would recommend. Check them out because they know resources that are available to you locally. That you might not otherwise find.
Okay. Well, were you addressing Chisetta?
Yeah, I was telling her check out the local chapter of the Autism Society of America because you know they they may know some resources that she might not otherwise find.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Charles. That's a good resource. Michelle says, "I ride it every day. Grown-ups act like fools." I can imagine, Michelle. Take them out the house. They just don't know how to act. Yeah, Sammy's having a good time.
Yeah,
Sammy, I have him have the gate up, and he's right there by the basement stairs having a field day.
well, I'll speak to him in his language. Instead of hello, I speak in his language. Woof.
Woof. I'm hoping maybe that lavender will calm him down. All that barking. He just came from outside not too long ago. Hello, homeschool peace. How are you?
And homeschool piece.
Hope everything is doing okay. So, today they had the autism entity, the walk. Um, she received um, Tierra. I can't. I don't remember her last name, but she really deserved those flowers. Like they said, they gave her the Spirit of Detroit award. She's doing the footwork for our babies on the spectrum to get a gym in here, and she's just been moving and grooving in the city. So, yep, we always have to say stand up, Detroit, and she's doing an awesome job. I wasn't able to make the walk. I wasn't able to make a couple places, but yeah, from the video I seen, it was awesome, and it can't do anything but get bigger and better every year. So a big shout out to Autism in the D for the Autism Walk right here in the city. And the thing is, we've had a few autism walks in the city, but this one, it's just like it's blowing up. So, congratulations again. And it looks like that building for these babies will be coming soon. I don't know the age range, but I hope she'll have something for um, our grown kids like my son. That will be awesome. Let me see. That fitness class. Oh, you know what? Don't even ask me because I my head, and I don't know why you didn't remind me, Danielle. And I'm always talking about I'm gonna sign up, and that's what I should do. Every time you send me something, I should sign up right then, because I be forgetting. And DeAndre needs to be in fitness. He would have enjoyed it. How long is it going for? Kelly says, off subject, should I send you faces of autism to an email? I seen the pictures I submitted are on the Facebook page. Thanks. Oh, if I already posted your picture, then no, you don't have to resend. That's just for the people who submitted in the group and the pictures just disappeared. So if I have not posted your pictures on the Facebook page, then yes, resubmit. But if I have, you've seen them, don't worry about it. Mr. Charles, did you see your picture?
I was going to look for it, and then I ran out of time. The session started. I was going to look for it just as we were getting ready to do this. Yeah, I'm doing laundry. Sunday's my day for doing laundry. It's Sunday into Monday morning, and so I was going to look for it. Look at the other pictures. So I've seen some of the pictures on Instagram, and I've liked them, but I haven't found mine there yet, but I was going to look on Facebook, and then
Yeah, okay. I'll tag you when we get off so you can find it easier.
okay, all right, well, that's fine. I appreciate that. But
Danielle says autism in the D definitely. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I'm so happy about that. Definitely on the move, moving and grooving. It's what they call movers and shakers and getting it done. Getting it done. Danielle says, literally talking about DeAndre during class today. I knew it was right up his alley. It goes March through May. Okay. We're gonna catch it next time. The next time you send me something, I'm gonna do it right then and there. Yep. He would have loved that. Right up his alley. His alley. Teresa says, I saw Mr. Charles' picture on Facebook and TikTok. Okay.
all right, yeah, well, I'm up there anyway. I've been noticing some of the other pictures, and it's nice to see all of them.
Yeah. So remember, you guys, if you see some pictures floating around of beautiful faces of autism, make sure you show them some love. So they are coming through. So far, I've been posting about 6 a day. Please be patient. Since they removed the photos out of Facebook for whatever reason, and they're being resent to the email, they're probably out of order. The good thing is there's only a few of them that are out of order. I think it was only like maybe 10 or 15 under that post. But make sure, again, send your photos to support at autismandus.org. Mm-hmm. And I'm drinking my coffee, and it tastes so good.
I got to have my coffee every morning. However, after a certain hour, I don't touch caffeine because
keeps you up.
It interferes with my sleep.
This comes from years of working in the plant.
Yeah.
Early mornings, and to keep us up, days when I would do a lot of overtime, coffee was my best friend. Eventually, I got addicted to it. Eventually, my body got immune to it because I can drink a cup of coffee and right after. Just one of those things.
Well, sometimes too, in the afternoon, if I'm out and about, occasionally I'll stop in Starbucks and get kind of coffee is especially for drinking in the afternoon. It's called a late. I don't know why they spell it with an extra T.
What, a latte? Oh. Mr. Charles. Now, I like Starbucks, the frappes and the juices, but the coffee, I've tried their coffee twice, and it's just absolutely too strong. Too strong. I can't tolerate Starbucks. Not the coffee. The other items, yes, but the coffee,
Strong coffee puts hair on my chest.
Okay. Michelle says, I can drink a pot of coffee and sleep so hard. Oh, yeah. Okay, Michelle, you're like me. Kelly says, I think the coffee is yes, it's too strong. Starbucks I guess that's for people who really want to wake up, or I don't know. It's just too strong.
Well, strong coffee is a good antidote for quiche.
Quiche? Yeah, why is that an antidote?
Well, real men don't eat quiche. It takes all the hair off their chests.
Okay. Kelly says, I don't need hair on my chest.
I used to tell my daughter that I was trying to get her to eat something, so I said, put hair on your chest. And she would tell me, that's what I'm afraid of.
Mm-hmm. Um,
That
anyone else do any thing interesting for autism or going to this month? If you have anything going on, how's your babies doing in school? And tomorrow, DeAndre will be participating. He was chosen for sneakers for autism.
very good.
Get a pair of sneakers and a shirt, and they're gonna attend the Pistons game. So I think that's gonna be awesome.
Oh
His
yeah.
dad is gonna accompany him tomorrow. Hi Tina, how are you?
Hi Tina.
Tina says my granddaughter is level 3 and with global developmental delays. She was just recently diagnosed with depression. Now, how does autism affect depression, or vice versa? Mr. Charles, can you
Yeah.
do you have an answer for that?
It's of course it's hard to say. I mean, somebody in the autism spectrum may feel some depression because of the social isolation. Of course, level 3 though, she may not be too conscious of the social isolation part. That's more level 1 that become keenly aware of that. So I don't know. Depression, of course, clinical depression involves a chemical imbalance, and so I suppose the person can have that chemical imbalance and also be on the autism spectrum. I suppose the two probably don't have a whole lot to do with each other.
So it's just two separate things going on, two separate diagnoses, and it really doesn't have anything. Is that what you're saying to do with?
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with it, and especially level 3. You know, she's probably not really aware of the social isolation part of it, as somebody with level 1 more likely would be.
Yeah, I've been asked.
Get that. Could you try again?
Uh-oh. I've been
Okay.
asked also, usually when I go to the doctor's office, they'll ask you, thank you. You guys, thank you for showing love. I've been asked, is like when they give you the questionnaires, has he been depressed? And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know. I mean, I mean, he shows emotions and sometimes he can cry and I don't even know what he's crying about. But then he'll get happy. So how can you even tell, especially if they're nonverbal, if they're depressed, unless he's just all the time in the bed and he doesn't do that. DeAndre is always active. But yeah, I've been asked that question a lot. But I wish I knew the answer. I wish I could ask him, are you depressed? What's going on? What's happening with you? But yeah, the doctors always want to know, well, do you think he's depressed? How can I tell?
Yeah.
I don't know. Cool. Kelly, that's amazing. Anyone else ever go through that when you go to the doctor's office or even with new doctors, they ask you that question, you know, if your child has severe autism, um, how do you determine if that plays a part, or how do you know? How can you even tell? But you're welcome, Tina. Just so you know, Tina, we're parents helping parents, and Mr. Charles is on the spectrum, so he has a lot of wisdom when it comes to talking about autism. Nobody. I mean, anyone have a child that's depressed? I mean, and you actually know it. Oh, here we go. Um, Mama of two says it's hard to tell with level 2 kiddos as well. Some of the doctor's questions are like, right, right. Like, why are you asking me this? Why? Um, Michelle says our doctor asked about his depression level, but honestly, I cannot answer that, and neither can he. Sadness is different than depression. Yeah. So that is hard thing to answer for him. Honestly, I am not sure I would even know if I was clinically depressed. Okay. Yeah, you just
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, of course, for you, and as a not being on the spectrum, I think um, probably you could, if you wondered if you might be, you could talk with a psychiatrist who specializes in that. He'd be able to ask you some questions and pretty quickly determine whether you might be clinically depressed if you felt that was a possibility. But
and it says thank you for that. She does also have a whole lot of medical issues with Joubert. Is that how you pronounce that?
Joubert.
Joubert syndrome. You're gonna have to tell me what that is. One second.
Yeah, I don't know what the
Congenital
Joubert syndrome is.
epilepsy, ulcerative colitis, and she's constantly a pin cushions when getting IVs. Oh, poor baby. Or
I'm
she's
going to look that. I'm going to Google
constantly
that right now.
and out of the doctor's hospital. Can you share with us?
Okay, here I'm reading it right now off of
Oh,
Google.
okay. Okay.
Joubert syndrome is a rare genetic disorder that affects the cerebellum and brainstem, impacting balance, coordination, and other functions. It's characterized by a molar tooth sign visible on brain MRIs. Joubert syndrome has no definitive cure, so treatment focuses on managing symptoms and addressing specific health problems that may develop. And let's see. Those treatments are individualized and multidisciplinary and may include physical, occupational, speech therapy, which can help with motor planning, coordination, strength, and speech intelligibility, and breathing support, supplemental oxygen, mechanical ventilation, or a home apnea monitor can help with breathing difficulties.
Wow. Wow. Learn something new every day. Mama of two says when they have behaviors, it's always a guess. If it's pain, sick, overstimulated, or dysregulated. Yep. True.
And also says it's associated with
Pain
poor.
is definitely a guessing game.
It also says it's associated with poor survival rates. Is that about 50% of affected individuals live past 5 years of age.
Wow. Yeah, let's learn something new every day. Wow. All these different syndromes. Our babies go through a lot, you know? Kelly says, I get asked, but like you, Nita, how can you tell? Right. I do know what anxiety is, but not depression. Right. Right. Same thing, Kelly. I can tell when he's, the anxiety done kicked in. That's the easy one. But depression, you just don't know.
Well, people who suffer from clinical depression tend to see the world through gloomy colored glasses. My late second wife, Eloise, suffered from depression, but she was on medication that controlled it. So, most people couldn't tell, but being married to her, I could see it. I could see the signs of it. I could tell. And plus, I could think back to the 20 years I'd known her before, we ever became an item, and I could think back and I could see that there were signs of it. I just didn't know that that's what it was.
Okay.
Just as she knew all along, there was something different about me, but it was shortly before my first wife Judy died, that I got my autism diagnosis, and so we sat outside Judy's friend Maureen's house and at a repast. And Heloise and I sat outside and talked. I told her about my autism diagnosis, and she told me she always knew there was something different about me, but she didn't know what it was, and she appreciated now understanding what it was.
Okay. Well, I wonder what did she see that was different? I
Well,
wonder.
it just she saw just my some of the ways I reacted to things
Mm,
and so on, just different. Just um,
okay.
but anyway, she appreciated that. And she told me in that conversation that she suffered from depression, and I had seen, now I could understand some things I'd seen her in the past, some things that she really got down about, and I could appreciate that.
Okay.
If I think if you don't know what depression is, and you have no idea if you have it, you probably don't.
Um, Tina says, I'm learning different things every day with her autism. I put the autism on the back burner there for a while because I was dealing with the medical. And now it's time to learn more about the autism part of her. And sometimes I am overwhelmed and trying to help her. She gets very frustrated with me because I don't understand what she wants or what she needs. And so she just goes back to her bed and lays down and watch TV. I just don't know what else to do. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through this, but yeah, that may right there what you just said may be a part of depression because she's unable to really communicate, her wants. So she's getting frustrated and a little frustration with you because you want to understand her. So yeah, hopefully you guys can find a solution soon and work it um, where she's good.
And that's a problem in general. When you have a child on the autism spectrum, even with level one, even you got somebody like me when I was growing up, fully verbal, but that didn't mean that I was good at articulating my needs, my
Okay.
feelings, my needs.
Now, Mr. Charles, so like when you were in college, did your the people you hung around with, your friends and everything, did they ever say to you, "You seem different"?
Some, a couple of people did. Uh,
Okay.
and others, maybe didn't know. They could see there's something different about me. They didn't know what it was. Didn't really, bring it up. But, um, you know,
Did that ever bother you if they said it's something
well,
different?
yeah. I mean, maybe want to try to fit in best I could.
Michelle says, "See, I just got with the flow. I know I have had depression, but that has a cause. But clinical usually comes with no outwardly cause. If I remember right, due to the chemical imbalance. I think if you are unable to bounce out of said mood, depression after so long, then it's time to seek professional help." Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can remember definitely being depressed a couple of times, and I knew I was in that state of mind. But yep, you are absolutely right, Michelle. If it goes on and lingers, you definitely need to get help. Definitely.
Yeah, there's a difference between suffering from clinical depression and being in a gloomy mood because of something that happened, something that went wrong.
So let me understand this with clinical depression. it just comes no reason, no rhyme, no reason. You're just down and out, right?
Yeah. And then there's the
And
bipolar where the person alternates, between, that used to be called manic depressive disorder, but it's where a person alternates between being in, a mood where they're, just constantly on the go, and they also tend to spend a lot of money in that mood, and they get into a depressed state where they alternate between the two.
you're welcome, Tina. That's what it's all about. Learn, share, and support. Learn things. Um, Homeschool P says, my son talks to his siblings, but whispers to my husband and I. Wow. So do you think it's because he feels more comfortable with his siblings? I mean, they probably do a lot of things together or what have you, and maybe it's a comfort level thing.
Yeah, sometimes it can be difficult to find out the reason for something like that. I mean, I think back to my childhood, and I did things that, why I did it that way. I had difficulty communicating to people why it was I did things that way. I don't know if I ever completely understood why I did certain things certain ways.
Mm. Tina says, yes, she is seeing a psychiatrist. Is also sees a counselor, and she also has a CSS for ABA therapy at home. Now, what is CSS for ABA? I know what ABA is, but CSS, that's a new one there.
Yeah, ABA is the American Bar Association.
Mr. Charles. I'm trying to think what CSS.
All these acronyms
Yeah,
or
there's so many you
abbreviations.
have to learn and remember.
And you have abbreviations that can stand for more than one thing. ABA being an example there, of course. To a lawyer, it's the American Bar Association.
Michelle says, I have a hard time explaining why I do things. I mean, I just do it that way. That's just the way you do it. AHTB, what is that? I'm lost with that one.
I ain't never heard of that one.
Homeschool P says, yes, my husband and I hear him speak with his siblings loud and clear. My younger son says he think we will laugh at him if we hear him. Oh wow. Yes, it must be. I don't want mom and dad to hear that comfort thing with his siblings. Well, the good thing about it, he has someone close to him that he trusts. You know, the siblings are there for him. So,
CSS, Community Support Services.
oh, community support service. Okay.
Yeah, at first I
Okay.
found out something that was technology related. I knew it couldn't be that. So that's what it's Community Support Services.
Michelle says AHTBA means American Honky Tonk Bar Association.
All right, different kind of bar.
Right. Tina says clinical. Okay, yeah, that's Mr. Charles said. So CSS, that was a new one for me. Acronym. Clinical Support Services. I have to remember that. CSS.
Yeah.
Yes. He also don't show his emotions with us anymore. Oh wow. Okay. I noticed Jordan has OCD with his autism. Okay.
Often people with autism will exhibit some of the symptoms of OCD, but not enough of them to qualify for a diagnosis of OCD. There's a list of questions they ask you, and if you answer at least 6 of them, I think it is yes, then you have OCD. And I took that test some years ago. I think I answered yes to 3 or 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but a lot of the kids do have OCD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We know what ABA is, Applied Behavioral Analysis. It was that CSS that caught me off guard. Yep.
Well, just like the term CSR, customer support rep. But when I first heard that abbreviation, I thought of the group at Michigan State that was called CSR, stood for Committee for Students' Rights. It was a campus radical group. I knew it couldn't stand for that in the context I was hearing it used, so it had to be something else. So I found customer support rep.
Michelle says, I have OCD. Put stuff back where it goes and clean it the correct way. Yep. Homeschools P says, I mean his facial expressions. I really miss seeing his smile. Oh. It's coming back. It's coming back. Keep the faith. It's coming back in due time. DeAndre, y'all hear that? Excuse me.
I didn't hear nothing. Yeah.
He had on a video he had no business having on with curse words.
Oh boy, yeah.
Is Jordan has to close doors. That's his OCD. DeAndre is like that when it comes to lights. He doesn't have to have them off. He wants them all on. So when it's time to go to bed, like right now, the lights are on. If I go turn off the kitchen light, this light in the living room, bedrooms, everything, he'll get up and turn them back on. And so I have to wait till he's deep asleep. And the funny thing is, sometimes I'm thinking he's asleep. He's knocked out. He's laying there snoring or whatever. And I'll go turn off all the lights in the house. And the next thing I know, I hear, then he gets up, turns them back on, and gets back in the bed.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay, everybody, we are at our last few minutes. What we do for the last few minutes, I open up the platform here. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you like to come on up, if you have something to share, if you have a business or you just want to say hi, you want to share something motivational, inspirational, you're more than welcome to come on up. Mr. Charles, have you decided on a date and time for your Focus Live for April?
Okay, I was about to ask you if you'd like me to do a Focus Live.
Oh, yeah.
Answer. Yeah. Let me think about what my schedule is for April.
Okay. And if anybody else wants to do a live, for Autism Awareness Month, let me know and I will add you to the schedule. You can talk
Maybe
about anything, toilet training, you can share your journey, you can share some tips, parenting tips, um, just about anything. So if you
maybe
like to come on, let me know and I'll put you on the schedule.
maybe a Thursday evening at 7 Eastern would be a
Okay.
good time.
Well,
Just thinking which Thursday.
okay.
Maybe go late in the month. Maybe the 24th.
All right. Well, let me know.
Okay, let's plan on the
Kelly
24th.
says Jordan has to have it completely dark to sleep. Okay.
Yeah, I
DeAndre
like it
has to
completely
have
dark. I have some eye mask though that Cindy got a couple eye masks for us, and I'll use mine if she needs a light on in the bedroom.
yeah, I can sleep in well, I can sleep either or. But most times I'll have the TV on in the background. Michelle says Jaden has been having a tough time lately. He has been having the memories of his grandma and aunt passing on, plus worried what might happen if I pass on. Plus, he has a hat. He has been worried that it will disappear. Must be his favorite hat.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to know. Give me 1 second, and you can save this link. You want to know how to order the t-shirts? I'm going to put the link for the t-shirts in the chat. And anybody else would like to order a t-shirt, I'm putting the link in the chat. Great way to support our community.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll message you about with that date so that way you have it down, and also maybe we can talk a little bit about what you like. Just tell my story.
Yeah, there's some tips, some Mr. Charles tips.
Just tell my story. Okay.
um, sorry guys, had an emergency. Had to. Oh, okay.
One
Yeah,
of the
I need to get back down and do some mopping myself. Some yeah. Um, Kelly says, and the problem with our kids losing a favorite item is they don't want a replacement, right? They want that item. Exactly. 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 I thought Teresa was up here. She disappeared on us. Maybe she has some issues, internet issues. Anyway, everybody, we have about 5 more minutes. If you like to come on up on the platform, let me know, and I'll put the link back in the chat. Um, I put the link for the shirts in the chat, so it should be floating around there. Teresa, okay. I was wondering what happened to you that quick.
yeah.
All right, everybody. Um, that's it for tonight. uh, Queen Sonia says Queen's on honor roll again.
Excellent.
Queen is doing her thing. All right, Queen. That's what I like to hear. Our baby's doing it big. You're welcome, homeschool piece. Okay, you guys. Until next time, I need to get down in the basement and do some more bleaching while he's calm and hopefully go to bed. So everybody's
Okay.
clapping for Queen. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't remember, don't remember, don't forget the picture post, Beautiful Faces of Autism. If you'd like to submit a photo, make sure you send it to support at autismanduss.org. Also, please remember this is a fundraiser for us also. So you'll see the donate to Autism and Us button on Facebook and Instagram. It's not a requirement, but if you can, every little bit helps our community. And what we get from this picture campaign, we put in the pot for next year's sweatpants and mimosas event and other things that may be happening. And once again, I appreciate each and every one of you. And Mr. Charles, you have any final words for the evening?
Yes, just everybody have a good week. You know what you were doing? You started to say, "Don't remember," and he
Right.
so that reminded me of something my dad told me
What's
years
that?
ago. It told me how at the end of a broadcast of a Detroit Tigers game, Dizzy Dean would say, "Now y'all don't fail to miss tomorrow's game. You hear?
Don't, what was it?
Don't fail to miss tomorrow's
Don't
game."
fail to miss tomorrow's game.
Anyway, everybody have a good week.
Yes, everybody have a good week. Bye. Let me log out of here. Thank you for tuning in on TikTok. Have a great week on purpose. Let me see. And finally here. Good night, everybody.